Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Good evening from my side of the world, and good morning to you, Charles. How you doing? We have Saratobi here, and it's gonna be back for another AMA with the YGG community. My name is John Sedano, Community Marketing Manager for Yield Guild Games, and my partner, who's currently on audio only for
Oh,
now. How you doing, man?
I'm very
Hey,
good,
I'm doing
sir.
great.
Thank you. Sorry. Great to have you on, Charles. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, no complaints. No complaints. Yeah, glad to be here.
For those in the
I mean,
audience, we were lucky enough to hook up with the guys from Nifty Island at GDC in San Francisco just recently. We've had some really interesting chats about how the partnership with Nifty Island is going to be beneficial. Going to tell us a little bit about that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
But
we
for the
lost
audience, it
Saratobi
would be
there.
great to,
Oh,
for
there you go.
those who haven't, if you want to give us a quick intro to yourself, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Charles. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Nifty Island, and we're building gaming and social technologies to help people find purpose and belonging on the internet. The main thing we're focused on right now is Nifty Island, which is an open social game world that's all about user-generated content. It's all about creators being able to come create their own island, build it up, terraform it, reskin it, create a space that's theirs to show off to other people, and also you'll soon be able to create 3D assets and import them as NFTs and create these environments that are fundamentally unpredictable and really novel. And then soon you'll be able to play games, earn money by attracting people to your island and competing with other people. We're psyched. We're really enjoying it, and we've got a lot planned for the YGG community that we take as a real focus, and making sure that you guys have plenty to do in the game. So it should be fun.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, sounds good. I mean, it's something that I probably, am confident that the YGG community will definitely check out, if not even stay for a bit and hang out and as the game goes by. But I mean, I'm pretty curious, Charles. So, how did you guys actually think of this game that you want to build, and what is the story behind the concept, and why did it make you decide that this is it, this is what we want to make?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're making a couple bets at once. And so there's sort of a bet on the nature of NFTs and crypto, and then a bet on the future of gaming. So, first, on the kind of crypto or NFT side, we basically think that what makes NFTs so exciting is that they're these sort of costly social signals. So, like, the internet's really noisy, it's hard to tell what people really care about or just what they talk about. And if you own an NFT that's worth the price of a nice computer or a small car, it means you really are attached to something. You're really interested in this group or an aesthetic. And we think that communities are going to form, and already are forming, around NFTs, and that trend will only accelerate. And we see it as being that there needs to be an open social platform
Yeah.
where people with similar NFTs can congregate, play together, display their stuff, play as unique NFT avatars, and kind of deepen those communities through play and creation. So that's one. And then the other thing that we're really betting on is user generated content. So we think that the games of the future will be ones that are built by the users. And that, just like with YouTube, when you arrive there, you're always kind of surprised and delighted by the content you find there. It's so unpredictable and
Mhm.
exciting. And we think gaming should be more like that too. And basically, it was those thoughts that my co-founder and I had, Zach, and it was that, and then just also saying the word island. I think as soon as we said the word island, we were like, okay, let's go. I think it's time to build a game. So yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool, dude. Because I mean, in my opinion, so we have these social networking sites, like we have Facebook, we've had MySpace, and everything else that came before that. But now transitioning into Web 3. So the question is, it's more of what will be the next platform, or how will it look like, and how will it differ from these previously like social networking sites that we've used to enjoy and we are enjoying right now. And we're in a period of transition that it's really anyone's creativity who will dictate what the future of social networking will be. I mean, we do have Facebook. They are working on Meta, but I mean, to an extent, it's still different from a native Web 3 program or native Web 3 project. To take a jab at doing their own thing. But I mean, this really great, man. It's pretty interesting, and hearing about this straight from you, I think just creates more excitement for the community in itself. But I'd like to, I think you've mentioned one of your teammates. We'd love to learn more about the minds behind Nifty Island. So I mean, who are the guys you've been working with? Who are the guys you just recently onboarded in the team, and what can we expect from you guys?
Yeah, so we've really indexed for building like a kind of full-fledged game studio, Web3 native game studio as quick as possible. So we started this.
Yeah.
Zach and I went full-time on it last March. Zach and I have known each other since middle school. He's been building games from
Nice.
that time. And yeah, Zach is just like a absolute unit builder. He just can't help himself but tinker with things all the time. He's an electrical engineer. He's a game dev and musician, among many other
Nice.
things. So he's great, and we've known each other a long time, as I said. And then for me, I've been sort of the person that's been swimming in crypto for a long time. So I've been kind of doing stuff in the space since 2016. Did some stuff in Bitcoin mining, did some stuff in DeFi, worked at an early stage project, helped them launch their token, et cetera. And then I've just been pretty active for years. And so Zach and I kind of together bring to bear like the gaming side. We're both lifelong gamers, and he's a builder in that space. And then I've been working and operating in crypto for a long time. And the team we've assembled is a great mix of like, significant blockchain expertise on like smart contract and integration side. And then we have like a pretty formidable Unity team that's like 13, 14 people now on that side. And then there's a big front end team. And basically it's just a mix of people that are really passionate about games, passionate about crypto, and want to build a lasting platform there. So there's too many people to list, but it's we've got engineers that were like, we have one who was a lead on the data services for the Amazon Alexa. We've got a bunch of experienced Unity devs, really killer blockchain dev who's basically just been a full stack dev forever. And he actually almost got poached out of high school to work at a mobile game studio.
Nice.
So he's a unit too. But there's basically it's just a great team, tons of art talent. We have an art team of about 15 people too that build game assets. And yeah, so it's great. Yeah, the team's our biggest strength for sure.
I mean, dude, that's really great to hear, man. Like, just getting that background and the depth of the knowledge that you guys have and are those guys working in and out with a team is just it's just really how would I say it? It's really mind blowing. That there are people who are that dedicated into building something, at this scale. I mean, you mentioned that you guys have like 15 people on the art team. I think this is a very, this is one of the few times that I've heard that. Usually, art teams are outsourced, if I'm not mistaken. But then, I could see it like from here, like running through the website, browsing through the website. I mean, the artwork, has been definitely thought about. It's very unique. I see a Basie right there. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anime, but it's a really, really good modern, interpretation of animation. But yeah, pretty cool, man. Aside from that, I mean, Saratobi, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. No, I was just about to ask. So Saratobi, I mean, in your opinion, so what would make a good social media platform / game for Web3? I mean, aside from what Nifty Island has already come up with, like what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, on our side, obviously, some kind of ability to integrate, a native token and maybe external tokens, the ability for users to leverage their collection of NFTs. These are all things that obviously Nifty Island does and intends to do really well. The gamification concept is obviously something which is very much in line with guilds, and the ability for our guild members to be able to create and potentially earn via this ecosystem is something that I think makes Nifty Island a really interesting fit for YGG. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited on that side to see how we can kind of work together as time moves forwards. I know that I was lucky enough to get quite a few glimpses and some alpha leaks into what Nifty Island have been working on. And there's definitely some really exciting stuff, which I think maybe we might be able to talk about how we might be able to get the YGG community into Nifty Island, possibly before some other people. So I don't know. Can we talk about that, Charles?
We can talk about it for sure. Yeah, and I'd love to talk a little bit about like if you're sitting here watching the stream and kind of like, why does this matter to me? How could I, build myself a better future through interacting with this game? I'd love to talk a little bit about that. And then we can get concrete about some plans that we've been discussing with the YGG team. So so for us, the way we look at it is that like the metaverse should usher in like a whole new type of creator, someone who loves building 3D assets. Maybe they're really good at Blender and they want to make, their own artwork that they can sell to other people and help them beautify their islands and build really unique spaces. So there's that. And then over time, we think too that knowing a little bit of Unity, being able to build really fun games that other people enjoy and being able to capture value from those games is going to be huge. And then the other thing too is just people who are stellar at building great communities where maybe they don't build any of the assets or the games themselves, but they just acquire the best ones, put them together in a great environment, and then build a community around their island. And so I just say, like, for anyone who's watching this, I think there's going to be some people who emerge who will be like the next PewDiePie, but from the metaverse. Nice. Someone who's great at Blender, good at Unity, or maybe just puts out really great vibes that people are attracted to and knows how to cultivate a virtual space that people want to hang out and play in. And I think with YGG in particular, like, it's such a great community filled with people who love games and love crypto. And I'm really excited to see what creators come from that community in particular, because I think, you guys have been on the forefront for a long time in this space.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great to hear, man. But what I'm more curious about is like, what specific tools would Nifty Island give our creators access to? That makes it different from these other projects that are trying to gun for like the same concept.
Yeah, totally. So there's a lot we're doing differently. Some other projects. So one of the big ones is a lot of existing kind of user-generated content, open world games in the Web3 space all have really big barriers to entry. Like you might look at them and say, this looks kind of fun, maybe, but I have to spend $10,000 to get a plot of land and play. So in our game world, it's the total opposite, where you can have an island for free. If you get whitelisted for the alpha, or when we hit open beta, you'll create an account and you'll immediately be greeted with an island of your own that is entirely free and will be free forever. And the great thing is, not only is it free, but there'll be business models built on top of it that allow you to earn by creating and playing in that space and attracting people to it. So that's a huge one, is just the economics of it. It's about incentivizing the creation of content, and creating no barriers to entry. So that's one. And then the other things that we're doing differently is just the flexibility of content we can support. So if you're creating 3D assets, you don't have to be wed to magic of voxels. If you like them, you can do that. You can create that content for the game. But if you just like Blender, you want to create content in whatever suite of software you typically use, you'll be able to do that. And those can be some software is really simple. Some is more complex, and it will be up to you to pick that. And really all we do is take the output. Like if it's a .obj file, we can just assimilate that into the game. So that's great. And then I think also the other stuff we're doing is like, there's really great, non-technical in-game creation tools. So if you played a game like Minecraft or Valheim or Fortnite, the build system we have will be really familiar to you, where you're like, okay, wow, I can build a lot of stuff without any specific knowledge outside of just being, someone who's built in games before. So really it's about low barriers to creation from like a technical perspective and also an economic perspective, and then great incentives to play and create.
So Dano, a question for you, sir. Have you ever played much in the way of builder games where you have to, like Minecraft or anything like that at all?
Not per se, but I've always messed around with Unreal Engine with UE4. So I love creating environment. Level design is my thing. Just downloading a bunch of .obj files from Turbo Squid and putting it together and creating like a whole new map for myself, and like just like put music in it and like create some really sick visual. Like, I mean, that's my thing. But how Charles, you mentioned that you're not only giving a chance to developers, but you're giving a chance to designers, creators, and basically all the tools that we have on our current social media platforms, but Web3 version. Like all of
Mhm.
these new skill sets, all of these new talents that are budding in this industry. So you are going to be that platform where you can harness their talent and skill. But I mean, that's really great, man. It's really, really cool to hear. And I'm pretty sure we even have one of our guys here. His name's Shin, who's a really, really cool voxel artist. But like these guys are the type, if there's something new, they watch a couple of YouTube videos on it, and next thing you know, dude, they're already like churning out like NFT after NFT after NFT of that specific
Mhm.
project. But yeah, I mean that's really great to hear, man.
Totally. Yeah. No, I mean, it sounds like I'm bullish on Sedano's Island. It sounds like you have the right.
Yeah, for sure.
This will be great. And I'll say too, if you feel like it, I can, if you bring up our Twitter too, there's a bunch of gameplay footage there that people can see.
Okay.
We're in closed alpha right now. We've been in it for about a month, and we let in a small group of users to test and experiment, and we've been iterating a bunch. And what we're doing now is each week we're letting in more and more users based on the contents of their wallet. So I'm really eager to get a bunch of YGG members in soon so that you guys can start experimenting with it. And if you look at our Twitter, yeah, you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see some of the stuff people have created. So let's scroll down a little. Actually, if you go back up, there's a great one right there. Yeah, that guy. I think you'll get a sense. People there have recreated classic video game scenes in there. So you'll see like one of a classic Super Smash Bros. Map. You'll recognize that. Yep, there you go. And then there's a bunch of others as well. So let's see if it loads for us.
Sorry about my
Oh, you're
my
good,
bad
dude.
ass internet. Okay,
That's
let's
all
try
right.
doing
No
it.
worries.
Okay,
And
let's
hey,
try
we can
some
always
other
throw the
ones.
link in the chat. And if we throw so you're in the comments for that one. But if you throw the link in the chat too or something, people can check it out. But basically, people are already able to recreate pretty impressive scenes from like classic video games. And you can. Yeah. So and that's just with the in-game builder tools. And we're going to be allowing you to import custom 3D assets soon, which will blow it up a lot more.
Awesome. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like there are a lot of guys like and watching right now who are going to be very, very excited about the release of Nifty Island. But what dates are we actually looking out for? Like maybe the next month or the next couple months. So what do you have in store for us?
Yeah, so I think honestly, like we're basically ready to start opening the game up a lot more in alpha. And so I would say, like, really, us three need to just sit down and set a date for when we let a bunch of YGG holders in. We're pretty much ready to do that. So that could be
Nice.
any time now. And then we're targeting kind of the early half of the first half of the summer for open beta. And when that happens, that's when there'll be a bunch of cool incentives to play. That's when everyone will be let in, and like our marketing will be a lot louder. But for now, we can let in groups that are really passionate about the metaverse, and YGG would be an obvious choice for that.
Awesome. But yeah, I mean, Saratopia and I myself, we sometimes, try to sneak our way into these game tester programs when there's a bit more space, because we do have game testers in YGG, and they basically what they do is, they are the first guys to hop on these games that we are partnered with and check them out, and give them reviews, maybe comment suggestions, and just basically prepare the community on when the time comes and the gates of the projects are fully open. But even I and Saratobi, as I mentioned, sometimes are part of these of these game testers, just because how of avid gamers we are by in itself.
Nice. Yeah. Well, hey, I got to get you in there, so I could
For
whitelist
sure,
you
for
today,
sure,
and we'll get you in the
for
game.
sure. Let's do it. How about you, Saratobi? Is this something that you're gonna be doing right when you land back at home, coming from Dubai?
Oh well, yeah, no, definitely. I'm definitely pumped to get involved with Nifty Island for sure. I'm definitely keen to show off my YGG Founders coin and
Perfect.
start flexing on my NFTs. That's definitely a really cool idea for sure. Excited for that, 100%. Excited to see what it means for the guild as well. I know that there are some guys out there in the community that are super creative, probably a bit more creative than me. So that's one thing that I'm really interested to see happen as well. So definitely excited to see that start happening for sure.
Nice. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll get some YGG members in ASAP, and I'm really like, again, if you're watching this, I think the first thing that you'll be able to do that'll be really fun is just creating custom 3D assets and then selling them or just placing them on your island. And I think that's like going to be a really fun place to start, is like finding the people within YGG who are really excited about creating cool 3D worlds and saying, let's get you guys in, let's do it. So again, if you're interested in that, feel free to DM me too if you're really excited about it and you want to be involved in the alpha and stuff. And yeah, I'm always happy to chat.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it might be a stretch, but I'm pretty curious. So eventually, when we have a play to earn, oh, there he is. When we do have play to earn rolled out, how does it look like? How will that work for, let's say, the YGG community?
Yeah, so it's going to come in a few layers. And the first layer will come with open beta. We kind of have it a little bit now, I guess. So in closed alpha right now, we've been doing a series of challenges where each week we've been challenging the community to say, hey, we just dropped this new feature. Now you can build with this new type of block, or, oh, there's this new set of objects or customizations you can do to your island. And we challenge everyone to say, hey, let's see who builds the top 10 coolest or top 5 coolest islands this week. And you're able to earn NFTs, which have a decent amount of value. And so that's been great. And that's been a way of us, experimenting with play to earn. And then when we get to open beta, it's going to look a lot more like this. It will be, if you're someone who creates a lot of content and attracts a lot of attention to the platform, if you're someone where you're like, hey, I'm going to be sharing a link to my island on Twitter, people are coming to play, they're spending time there, they're having good experiences, then you're going to be able to earn basically a stake in the game. And I can't get too much into the details of that just as a spoiler, but I can just say it's going to be all about creating content and drawing in attention in order to earn rewards. So there's that side of it. And then another side of it too is we're going to have a kind of open, flexible quest system where outside groups like YGG can post quests that they want to see in game. So imagine if it's like, hey, we want YGG to have the best presence in the metaverse of any project. Get in there and build lots of content and lots of YGG themed islands and then earn rewards. So that's something that we'll be able to do in collaboration with other projects. And then the final part, which is going to take a little more time, these other things are more near term, is you'll be able to play games on top of this, like a simple battle royale game or a racing game. And our goal there is to allow people to earn yield from DeFi protocols based on the number of games they win. So basically, you'll be able to stake collateral in a kind of relatively safe, like kind of DeFi product, something like an Aave position, and then compete for a disproportionate share of the yield. So that's something that we'll be putting in soon enough. But to start, it's all going to be about creating content, drawing in attention, completing quests.
Yeah, I mean, on my side, obviously, a question that I always like to ask is, in terms of tech, what kind of blockchain or L2 have you guys decided to develop on?
Yeah, really good question. So we basically we take the position of being like pretty chain agnostic. I like ETH. That's just my favorite chain. Just I guess I have a lot of history with it. But generally, we are chain agnostic, and the way it works is we interact with chains based on a use case. And so those 3 use cases are as follows. First, there's just displaying NFTs in game. So if you've got a cool avatar you want to play as, or a picture you want to display, or a sculpture you want to display, we want to pull information from as many chains as possible and allow a user to say, hey, I own this chain, this NFT on ETH or AVAX or Polygon or Solana, and display it. And we're starting with ETH L1. We're soon going to have Solana and Polygon support. And that will mean you can display NFTs that you hold on any of those chains. And then the other level is like creation of NFTs and trading, which we're really focused on EVM compatible chains for that, primarily ETH and Polygon. And then the final part is like DeFi play to earn experiences. And in those cases, we're probably going to be focused on ETH L1, probably Polygon. But when it comes to displaying and interacting with NFTs, we're casting as wide a net as possible. If you're excited about any chain, as long as there's community and cool inventory there, we want to support it.
That's really awesome. I, for one, am super excited to play some of those game experiences and really interested to see, who in the YGG community can build the best game experience. Maybe this is something that we need to turn into a quest to see who can make the most exciting experience within Nifty Island that represents YGG the best, so it's going to be a really exciting thing to see play out. And like, if you can see some of this world building here, one can only imagine the kind of parkour and the racing experiences that we might be able to enjoy in the what sounds like I think you guys have taken a very interesting way about this. You've kind of bypassed the whole scarce land play on one hand, but you're obviously going to be getting a lot of eyeballs and a lot of interest, and you could arguably drive a lot of interest back to a lot of other projects that are out there by kind of working alongside them and lowering that kind of barrier to entry within the kind of expanding metaverse is going to be a really exciting thing to see. So on that kind of lack of barrier to entry, it's going to be a. And so here's an interesting question for you, Charles. Like as a YGG participant, do you need like a PC to enjoy Nifty Island, or will you be able to use a mobile?
That is a great question. We really want to support mobile in the near future, or more, I would say more medium term future. For now, you can play this on any PC or Mac, and so that it doesn't require like a really intense machine, but some sort of computer is necessary now. But then we're going to be working on mobile support, because I know that like if you look at Axie, there's lots of people playing on mobile. It's really important to be there, and then just the development path we're taking is it's kind of like Minecraft or Roblox in the early days. It's like we start on PC and Mac. It's easy to do things there. Make a really great game experience with an early crowd, and then bring it out to way more people. So for the time being, it's PC and Mac.
Here's a quick question, another one for you there, Charles. You've mentioned two of the preeminent world-building games in existence, Roblox and Minecraft. Now, I have to say my personal favorite of those two is Minecraft. Would you have a favorite between those two?
Yeah, I definitely, I'm more of a Minecraft guy, although I will say that I think the game I've spent more time in recently has been Valheim. I've really liked that. If you've ever played it, and if you haven't played it, you got to check it out. It's like an amazing survival game with a really cool build system, really cool mission of kind of surviving in the wilderness with your friends. So I like that. But yeah, Minecraft is more my thing. Roblox I think is great, and it's typically just catered to a really young age demo. It's more like 9 to 12-year-olds, and then some people they're doing things to appeal more now to people who are older. But yeah, I think much more Minecraft than Roblox for me.
Cool. Did you beat the Ender Dragon? That's the big question.
No. My co-founder has that covered for both of us. He's played enough Minecraft for probably the whole team combined. So Minecraft's experience is well represented. I'm just not the guy.
Oh, very good. I'm proud to say that I managed to beat the Ender Dragon in survival mode with no cheats. So was so there you go. But yeah, never really got into Roblox though. That's for sure. I leave that one to my kids.
Imagine if you were able to get an NFT for that drop, right? If you defeated the dragon and got an NFT. I mean, now it's possible. And now it's not just a story. You're gonna have an NFT to prove it.
The only thing is that NFT would inflate quite a lot. You'd need to find some interesting burn mechanic for the dragon. The dragon egg. What can I do with it? Maybe there doesn't need to be a burn mechanic, or just some sort of real cool utility. And then maybe some sort of burn mechanic or kind of merge mechanic. Get 10. And then merge them together to make a super egg or something like that. My brain always tries to come up with strange things like that. But that's really interesting. So obviously, obviously YGG is a play to earn blockchain gaming guild. I think we've already kind of covered like some of the core mechanics that the YGG community can do. I mean, other than like kind of content generation, I mean, what do you kind of foresee kind of the YGG community doing within Nifty Island?
Totally, yeah. So I guess a big one is like playing, building, hanging out together, and then creating content. I think these are like the main pillars of it. And in terms of playing, it's going to be like soon you'll be able to play and create your own custom like racing games, eventually battle royale style gaming as well. And people will be able to compete for yield in the game. And so that will be a lot of fun. That part will take a little longer. But and then on the kind of content creation side, what I'm really excited about is that I think all these crypto brands like YGG is like, it's you guys, it's Gabby, but in a big way, it's also all the members, right, that are making YGG what it is. And I'm excited to see what kind of metaverse assets people want to create around YGG. So it's like maybe someone in the community will be like, I have an idea for a 3D avatar, and that every YGG holder can play as. And it could be someone could make that and add it to the game. In addition, if they wanted to create like a YGG like temple or like a YGG house that if you're a member you can place on your island, that's something people could do too, which I think would be really fun. And then, once you've got these custom 3D environments and people will be able to tag them as YGG islands, you'll kind of have this like universe of YGG islands. There could be like main hub island that's like the headquarters. You can run into Gabby there. You say, hey, what's up? You see Saratobi, you see Sedano, and then maybe you guys end up exploring all of these other YGG themed islands. And I think over time, you'll be like really surprised and delighted by the content that your community creates. And so it's a place to socialize. It's a place to trade NFTs. It'll be a place to create cool content and play great games. That's basically the idea.
It's going to be interesting to see, like Sedano and me and Gabby. I wonder, you're going to have like game founders like coming in and trying to pitch us inside Nifty.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Yes.
That was funny. I was at a crypto evening there the other night, and literally I got pitched 3 games, one after another. It was quite amusing. So we're waiting until we see that start happening in the metaverse. Nowhere will be safe for us. We'll have to start coming up with, we'll have to come up with new fake names to exist. Watching this kind of replay in the background here on Sedano's screen there, let's say someone builds like a fairly complex construct, like a castle or a building like this. Is it possible to kind of basically, like once it's completed, can you like save it as an asset and then like just duplicate it much more quickly?
So this is something we're working on is, right now it's like build system V1. So you're placing individual pieces. What we want to add is, the ability to copy and paste things you've created, which will make it way easier. And also like things like click and drag a bunch of walls rather than just place them individually. So there's a lot coming down the pipe on the build system. We're also adding soon object scaling. So any object you'll see in the game, you'll be able to like use the scroll wheel and expand the size of it or make it shrink. And that means that suddenly like these build objects have a lot more versatility. And so that will apply to everything. It will mean if you create a custom asset in Blender and import it and it's a castle, you could have the castle be ginormous or like a mini castle. And so that'll be really fun. We're really eager to make the build system as flexible as possible.
And another super quick question there is obviously in that video there, the island does look like fairly small. How is there like a maximum size that an environment can be? Do you have an idea of like what the max size of an environment could be?
Yeah, so we're basically how it's gonna work once we get to open beta. Right now, everyone gets a standard island size in the alpha, but once we get to open beta, there'll be opportunities basically to earn a stake in the game, which also grants you a bigger island. And the size of your island can scale up or down, and also the number of players you can host concurrently on your island. And so the max size we're targeting, so I think the one you see there is this one looks like it's probably about like 70 square meters approximately. And then the like max size we're targeting is between like 1 and 2 kilometers. So pretty ginormous. That will be, I honestly, I'll be impressed to see people fill those ones up. It's a lot of space.
Awesome. That sounds pretty exciting. Now I know that our super engaged community has come up with a few questions for you there, Charles. Do you want to go ahead and start asking those, Sedano, or will I read out the first one?
Actually, I'm looking at something. What a question right here from Shin. So, how does it work, or how do you guys plan to tackle IP or copyright? Let's say we have a giant Pikachu that's been made by Shin, and and it gets a lot of traffic and traction. So, how does it work?
Okay, I like Shin's style. It's like he's thinking about the business perspective, and he also may be a troublemaker that wants to create some Nintendo themed IP, which I want to do that too. So so basically, the way it works is we're like going to be regulated like a platform, like YouTube or like Facebook. Okay. And the good news is there's a bit of latitude that you get as a result, where if people create certain things that are like inspired or remixes of existing content, that tends to be okay. So like if you create like a Pikachu, it tends to be that if it's like a blocky inspired Pikachu, that's all right. And people do that in Minecraft all the time. People do it in Roblox all the time. There's all kinds of like inspired content. But once you approach making something that's like completely a replica, like if you went into our Forge minting dApp and you just uploaded a 3D file of Mario and then you were running around as Mario, that's where you get into like a little bit more hot water. And so we're working on a content moderation system that's really just designed to ensure that if people make something, they know it's going to be able to persist. And on our front end, it'll exist on the blockchain regardless. Like if you make a Mario, like we can't really control that, but we will, at least in our front end and what we display. If someone creates something that's like truly violating someone's IP, that's that's something we'll have to handle. But the great news is with crypto native IP, like say a CryptoPunk or a Bored Ape, these things are in the Creative Commons, so they're CC0. And what's awesome about that is it means they're brands that can just be built in the commons by the user, and there's no, restrictions on that. So I think what it makes me say is it's like I'm really bullish on crypto native IP because it's built to be memed. It's built to be built up by the community. And then with stuff like Nintendo stuff, there's just a line, between remixing and having your own creation and directly copying. And it's just kind of like, unfortunately, like a judgment call that you got to make.
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that these guys who are listening right now, they definitely would want to try it out. So what are the baby steps for our community members to just get started? So what are the 3 steps?
Yeah. So how about this? How many people are watching this right now? Do we know?
Across the board, I'm looking at around 100 people. We have a bunch on Discord and on our socials.
Well, how about we do this? Everyone who's watching it now, if they want to post their, like they just post a MetaMask wallet address. It can be one they have NFTs in, they want to display, or a burner address. It doesn't bother me. You'll have more fun if there's NFTs you can display in there, but it's up to you. And if they want to post it, and you guys, if there's a way for you guys to gather it, if they post it in the Discord or somewhere, I'm happy to whitelist those 100 people for sure. And they can
for sure. I'm gonna be dropping a link to our AMA discussion channel. So we get the guys here on Discord the priority to be on the whitelist. So I'll be flashing it on the screen. So for everyone at home, Charles said it himself. You guys are going to be getting whitelisted. So you guys are in for a treat tonight. So let me do that right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, sounds great, man.
Yeah, throwing you on the spot with that one, but so we can get you guys in, and basically the steps are easy. So you'll be whitelisted. Your account will be tied to a MetaMask wallet. You can go to our website, niftyisland.com, once you're whitelisted. So give us a minute. It might take me like 10 minutes after this AMA to get it done. You'll be whitelisted. You go there, you hit the Play Now button on the website, and then make sure you have the correct MetaMask selected. And then you will basically be prompted to sign a transaction that says, hey, this is really your wallet. And then once we know that's your wallet, it'll prompt you to download the game client. You can do that on Mac or PC. You'll download, and then it'll prompt you to launch the game in the browser. So the kind of interesting thing about how we've done this is it uses the browser and its own client, and the browser tells the client what's going on the blockchain side. So you're basically going to be prompted to do a couple things in the browser, and then it's going to boot up the game. And come find me. My island is, you can search in the world map, Charles Island, CHARL3S. You can check out my island. You can bounce around, see all kinds of different stuff. And I'll be game to play with any and all of you guys, especially this weekend.
Awesome. Sounds great, man. One more thing. So you mentioned that you have an island. So how does that work? Can we physically visit your island? I mean, can our avatars physically visit your island and everyone else's? How does that work?
Yeah, so basically, even if I'm not online, my island still exists. And then what you can do is you can press the M key and you'll pull up our world map page, which is like, you can think of it like a mix between an MMORPG map and like Instagram's Discover page. So what it's doing is it's saying, hey, here are all these islands. Here's some that are active right now and have players on them. And those will be in the middle of the map. And that map's going to grow over time. The user base is quite small right now because we've had it closed so that we can test. But that map is where you find other islands. And if I'm not online right now and you don't see my island, you can go to the middle of the map page and hit the little magnifying glass. And then you can type in my name and you'll be able to search it. It'll show you my island. You click on it and you can click visit. And then you can also follow people. So if you want to follow me and I'll follow you back, then what it means is my island will be tagged in your kind of saved list and I'll be on your friends list and stuff and we can chat.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. So everyone at home, make sure. So we to make it more organized, we're gonna be doing a Google Forms link that we will be sharing in the AMA discussion. So make sure everyone watching across the board, make sure to drop by the Discord and check out that Google link that we will be posting shortly. But yeah, I mean, how about you, Sarah Toby? Do you have any more questions for Charles tonight?
On my side, I'm just super excited to see it develop. Happy to jump in and start creating. Kind of just frustrated that I don't have more time to kind of put into these kind of things. I need to take an extended holiday and unlock my creative side a little bit. But I mean, this is the cool thing about Nifty Island is, I mean, if you look at Roblox, one could even imagine this being a place that children could potentially enjoy creating things. I've got two kids who enjoy making things in Minecraft. They like playing Roblox. They also like the idea of like making things and selling them as well. So you never know. They may actually give it a go themselves. So that'll be an exciting thing to see for sure. So yeah, no, definitely. Apart from that, no, I suppose my kind of closing questions would be, apart from Discord and Twitter, are there any kind of places that we should keep up to date with the Nifty Island team?
Yeah, I'd say Discord and Twitter are great. And then if you're on our Twitter, there's a kind of we don't use Linktree, we use something else. And you can click there, and it will take you to our OpenSea collections if you want to check that out. It'll take you to our website, and then we also have a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel where we regularly play the game. And if we're playing on Twitch, you can jump in, you can chat with us, you can be a part of the stream, which is fun. But yeah, I'll just say overall, like, I think YGG is like one of the very best communities in crypto, and then is most definitely the best community in crypto gaming. And so we're just super psyched to see what you guys create, and know that you guys are on our minds, and we want to create unique opportunities for you guys to create, earn, and play with us. So it's really an honor to be here with you guys, and appreciate you having me.
Fantastic, Charles. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you in real life, and hopefully we'll get to do that soon again. And obviously, I'm sure other than that, we'll probably see you in the metaverse, as Sedano always says. Do you have any closing thoughts, Sedano?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. I was just busy creating the the whitelist link, but yeah, there it is. It's right here on our Discord AMA discussion channel. Make sure to check that out for you guys to be able to get started with Nifty Island. And again, as Saritobi said, thank you, Charles. Thank you, guys, and we will be seeing you next week for another AMA. Peace out.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Thanks for having me.